Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. I've got a great video for you today on funding for you or your small business. New data shows EIDL loan progress. We've got a new post, 5 steps to qualify for a business loan. I'm doing a funding webinar next week. I'll tell you how you can join it. Plus, we're picking new $1,000 grant winners next week. The first thing to be eligible there is hit subscribe, turn on your alerts, and like this video so more people see it. And I'm going to end today with 7 charts that explain the major inflation we saw last year and what we can expect this year. The majority of experts, the Fed, predict this is going to be a major issue going through 2022, rising costs. I'll talk about where we're seeing those costs rise the fastest. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll keep today's video short. Be sure to watch until the end. I'll start with the new EIDL data. You know, a couple days ago, I talked about the slew of approvals we had been seeing, getting reports from folks we helped directly. We've done a couple follow-ups there to say, hey, number one, it looks like the SBA is back in action. It seems like many folks were off last week, the first week of the year. Lots of folks were out across industries. The SBA loan officers are finally back in action, approving increases, approving reconsiderations. At least we're seeing tons of folks say, hey, thanks, Skip, for helping. We finally got our EIDL approval. By the way, quick shout out to these 2 recent reviews from yesterday. Thanks, Cliff and Carlos, who've used us for our one-on-one support. I think we have 2 or 3 spots left today. If you want help, you're watching this video and you're thinking about, hey, I'd love to get in touch with the SBA, figure out how to get that increase or reconsideration or other funding. Most of the folks we're helping now have accomplished their EIDL loan goals and are now looking to be certified as a women-owned business, minority-owned business, or incorporate or get other funding options early in 2022. So you can use the link in the description to skip the line and get a spot. Highly recommend. I ramble about it every single day because we do want to help as many folks as possible. And if you're on the fence about it, just read our Trustpilot reviews. You can also go to helloskip.com/join and choose the premium or VIP option. Here's the report. The first report of 2022. It's nice to see the SBA is staying on top of these reports. Came out last week. EIDLs approved 3,872,835. That's an increase of almost 8,000 from the previous week. I believe the previous report was December 23rd. So actually about 8,000 approvals over a 2-week time period. $321 billion in EIDL funding has been approved. And what I've shown before, this was probably several months ago I showed this data, most of the folks getting EIDL loans and EIDL grants for that matter are one-person businesses, 2-person businesses, sole proprietors, independent contractors, self-employed. Many of you who've supported our channel are those 1-person businesses. Maybe you have 1 or 2 other people helping you. So I want to talk about our $1,000 grants and how to get other business loans. But first, let me talk about why we've been seeing a lot of this inflation data. This is from the Wall Street Journal today. Inflation surge is on many executives' list of 2022 worries. COVID-19 disruptions remain the top threat, but U.S. CEOs are more concerned about rising prices, labor shortages, talked about that before, according to a new survey. This survey was conducted in October and November with more than 1,600 C-suite executives responding, including 917 CEOs. 82% of CEOs globally said they are facing upward price pressure for inputs into their businesses. Now let me share this very quickly in 7 charts where inflation rose in 2021. Of course, in autos, a shortage of semiconductor chips and COVID-19 related manufacturing shutdowns plus supply chain issues caused this huge spike, especially in used cars. Here's how that looks. Nearly 40% rise from a year earlier. Used cars and trucks, new vehicles went up over 10%. That's the sharpest pace since 1975. Gas, this is the most obvious thing. If you're having to put gas in your car a few times a week, you see the prices go up. There was a 58.1% increase in gas prices from a year earlier. That's the sharpest increase since 1980. Here's how that chart looks right here. Home and recreation, prices for furniture and outdoor rec equipment spiraled upwards as a result of supply shortages and booming demand for home improvement and socially distant recreation. Many of those were getting Pelotons in your home. Here's how those price increases look. Living room, kitchen, and dining room furniture furniture. November, it was up 14%. Outdoor equipment and supplies up 8%. Travel has also gone up. Hotels and motels rising 11% from the year before, except for the motel I'm currently in. Seems like they've had low rates. I'm in a budget motel in the middle of the country, but at a macro level, hotel and motel prices have gone up year over year. The next one, dining out, fast food nearly climbed 8%. Sit-down restaurants up 6%. Food in your grocery store shot up at the fastest clip since 2008. Beef and veal up 18%, pork up 16%, groceries across the board up 6%. So think about that cost inflation. You can ask yourself, has your income gone up by 6% or 10%? The answer is probably no. So everyone's purchasing power has gone down because these are core things that we all need. Cars, gas, food, travel, and housing, of course, right here. Rents have gone up between 3 and 4%. All in all, major costs. That's why many folks are rethinking how much are they making? How can you get ahead of inflation? What do you need to do from a financial perspective to put yourself in a strong position if you're an independent contractor, have a side hustle or small business? How to get capital into your business, have a little bit of a war chest while interest rates are still low. Perhaps you've been raising your prices for consumers or businesses. So 3 tips to end with here. Of course, EIDL funding still out there, increases you're probably still eligible for. If you want help there, book a time to talk with us. Link at the top of the description. Number 2, business loans. Many folks over the past year have opted to go with low interest funding because they are somewhat competitive to the SBA. Obviously not as good, but they're still competitive. And for many of you, money now is better than waiting 3 months, 6 months. A few things we've talked about to see if you qualify for a business loan. A lot of the lenders we partner with, links in the description, Fora, Funding Circle, Fundbox, Blue Vine, a few other new ones that I'll be announcing soon. A lot of them look not only at your personal credit score, but also at your business revenue. That's one of the main factors. What is your recurring monthly business revenue? Based on that, they can extrapolate how credit worthy you are for a $50K business loan, $100K, $200K, whatever the case may be. Depending on where your business is at, you may need to write a business plan and show it to a lender. Many don't require this, some do. It's a good exercise anyway, and we've been helping people prepare those, especially new businesses. We know many business owners started businesses in 2020 and therefore aren't eligible for a lot of the government funding, the PPP and the EIDL loans. So now you're looking for new business capital. Business plans are helpful there. Determine how much you need to borrow and can afford to repay. I bring this up a lot. The pros and cons, should you take in a lot of money? That's one of the advantages of lines of credit. You only need to draw when you need the money, as opposed to loans like the EIDL loan. Interest starts accruing as soon as you take that money. So if that money is just sitting in your business bank account, it's just accruing interest. So think about some of those options. For example, we have a Blue Vine link in the description. Blue Vine has been focused on lines of credit, so you can just take when you need funding. And we go into different types of business loans in this article: term loans, lines of credit, secured loans, unsecured loans, merchant cash advance. Feel free to read it. It's up on the Skip blog. And to end today, live webinar Wednesday, January 19th, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. We're giving out spots first to premium members. So if you book premium or VIP, you'll be invited first. I'm going to talk about a lot of important funding things. We'll have a couple experts join us, including a former SBA loan officer, and a $1,000 grants we'll be picking next week as well. Go to helloskip.com/1K to enter our $1,000 grants if you haven't yet, to be eligible for our monthly $1,000 grant giveaways. Thanks for subscribing and liking this video. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.